What's up, guys? We're going to be diving in to the old Hyundai. I say old, but I've just had it for a while. I'm going to try to resolve a reoccurring issue. And an issue that is of extreme frustration is the horns. I'm going to apologize for the noise. I'm in the garage. It's cold out. I got the heat on. So sorry about that. But we're going to be replacing the horns. These horns have been warrantied at least 3 times by the dealership. The fuses have been replaced, I think, once or twice. And at this point, it's not even worth my time and effort to go to the dealership, call them, make an appointment, wait, have them look at it, have them have to order parts. I found these relatively inexpensive horns, hoping that they are an upgrade, but they can't be worse than the factory ones that don't seem to last more than 6 months. And people, I'm not using these horns. I'm not an aggressive driver. I'm very defensive driver. I'm warning everyone. I'm not angry, but every time that I've needed to use the horn, it's not worked, and it's become a point of frustration. So, and this seems to be happening with multiple people, not just me. It's not just I got a lemon, and even though I have had some other issues with my car, this just seems to be an ongoing issue. I do believe that it's weather related. I also noticed that the horns are in a position that I've noticed that a lot of other vehicles don't do them. So I'm going to make sure they're pointed down. I'm thinking they're maybe getting some moisture in it. I don't know. So we're going to try a couple things, hoping these will work. Let's dive into it. So first things first, there's going to be some clips you need to be removing here. You can do more. You probably can't do less. Just depends how much access you want. These are the clips that you need to remove. You can use a panel popper tool or a flat hand screwdriver. These are pretty easy to get out, so I just use a little flat hand screwdriver. You can have one here, here, one here. There's also going to be one here. There is, oops, let me rotate that light. There's one there as well. If you want to remove this entire fender liner, there is a screw here. You'll have to get the screws and stuff from behind and the other points, and then you can remove the whole liner. That is not necessary for what we're doing today. So once you get these out, this is just kind of the flexible plastic kind of carpet lining. You can just go ahead and grab it. Now mine's wet because it's just been nasty outside. And it's real flexible. There goes my light. I guarantee you, the dealership is going to do the exact same thing. Remember, they get paid by the hour. So, this is what it looks like when you get pulled back. So, and then there's the horn right there. Now, I am pretty sure there's one on each side. If that is true, I will obviously do the other side, but one horn is definitely right there, right underneath the headlight. I don't see any more. So let me work on getting this out. I gotta readjust my light, and I'll be back. We got it out. Just one bolt holding it in. It's 10 millimeter. Right there. It goes on top of that silver bracket. Here's the horn. And surprise, surprise, it seems to be full of water, which is probably the issue. So the horn sits like this, okay? So when I put these aftermarket horns in, I'm gonna try to face it down and probably like just straight down. Maybe at a little bit of an angle. I don't know, I'll try to work it out, but basically so any water doesn't just sit in there. So let me finish work on getting this out, and we'll go over to the bench and compare some stuff. Okay, so here we are back on the bench. Here's the factory horn. Yeah. Looks like the brand is an NFAC. This is the low horn. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I believe there's one on each side. The service data that I have, because this car is new, it's not super detailed on the horns. It essentially alluded to there's one on either side, but you know, just gotta check. There's a low and a high horn, and if there is, this is the low one. I'm assuming the high one again is on the opposite side. This kit that I bought comes with a low and a high horn, so that's perfect. It also has some plug-and-play connectors for Hyundai that just snap onto the horn. So that would just click on there, and you just got to match it up. So this will be pretty much plug and play. I won't have to do any wire or anything like that. So I mean, I guess there was water intrusion. It's definitely looked like stuff's been in there before. The connector looks good. I should probably test this. I have a 12 volt tester I can use. I would say that this aftermarket one is at least of equal quality, maybe even better. This is painted. This might be stainless steel. So I don't have any qualms. The throats is a little bit different. The factory one says it is 111 decibels. There's the part number too, 96611-KL00. This one, I forget. There was a decibel reading. I don't remember what it is, but it was over 100. I'll put a link for it in the video, and you guys can see it there. I mean, the only thing I do notice that is different, and is going to be the reason why I put this horn, I guess, back in the same position as the factory one. This one has a little weep hole right there. So I don't think that does anything there. So I am definitely just gonna put it back in the factory position. I may face it outward, because right now when you go in the car, it's essentially facing this, and then the inner fender well's here. Maybe water's getting kicked into it. Now I don't want to face it forward, because then you can get water in between the headlight and the bumper. So maybe we face it towards the body or out towards the side marker. I think that's going to be the ticket there. So we'll see how that works. This one, I guess this does have some weep holes, but if you look, it's perfectly flat here. This one seems to have a little bit of a sump, if you will, so the water can pull here and actually flow out of this weep hole. But like I said, this can't be any worse than this, because that's been replaced several times as it is. So let me get this in, and we'll go from there. Like I said, it does come with 2 connectors. Looks like this one matches our factory one the best. Comes with this other one, which is a little bit longer, which obviously won't work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test both of these before I put them in too, just to see how they work. Obviously this clips on here, but for the purpose of testing, I'm going to leave this off. So bear with me, let me grab my power rig. Alright, let's give this one a try. This is quote unquote the bad one. And surprise, surprise, does not work. Now, I do believe that based on the noise I was hearing, I was down to 1 horn. And I guess the other one finally died. I don't know which one was which, but it was audibly less loud than when the dealership replaced the horn the last time. So let's give this one a try. Stand behind it. That definitely works. And just to make sure we weren't crazy, I'm pretty sure with horns the polarity doesn't matter. But we'll give it a fighting chance, yeah? Sorry for these ridiculous camera angles here. I could just do that. I don't know why I'm fighting this. There we go. Yeah, dead as a doorknob. Oh my goodness. All right, cool. All right, so I decided to go with my original plan. I removed the factory bracket, which sits in the car like this, so the horn is on its bottom there. And I used the supply bracket that came with the horns and the factory mounting location. And the reason for that was because I just did not have enough wire to get the horn rotated to sit in a correct orientation without it being directly forward, which is what I definitely did not want. So I got it mounted using the factory mounting point, the bracket that came with the horn, and it's facing directly down. So I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm going to button it back up, go on to the other side, give everything a quick test, and we should be good to go. Quick tip, whenever you get these plastic clips in, put one in at a time, and before you push them in, get all the other ones in, and then just go around and push it in. That way, if you need a little bit of a adjustment, you're good to go. But we get this side all battened back up. I'm gonna move over to the other side. Gotta get it jacked up, get the wheel off, and we'll go from there. Wondering how I jack up my car is I have one of these little jack pad. We're gonna go underneath here. We're gonna find the pinch weld. And you want it about there. Then it ends up sitting perfectly on the pinch weld. It keeps it from getting gnarled up and destructed. So let's do this one. This side, real time. Reposition the lights. Here. Okay, that's all the clips. Put this behind. Break. There we go. And as expected, there's our other horn. So I need both hands to get this out. So let me get to it. Alright, I got it out. And somehow this one was more difficult than the other side, even though there's more room. So what you have to do is essentially it's sitting in there. You have to reach behind with kind of like a thumb ratchet, 10 millimeter, unscrew it. As soon as you get loosened, then you can just unplug it, swivel it, and then turn the nut out of the way. It took me about 5 minutes of fumbling to get it out. We got it out, so let's take it over to the bench and bench test it, shall we? First and foremost, this is the driver's side one. Put that in the back there. Let's see if we get any water out of here, because this has been, yeah, there's definitely water in there. Don't know if that's causing the issue, but again, I've decided to, when I mount the new ones, to face them down. This one is the high horn, which is the passenger side. It is again 111 decibels. The part number is 96621-KL00, and same brand. You know, I wish there was a date code on here, because I generally wonder if the dealership even actually replaced these. Because I think the first time they went out, I had to wait like 2 or 3 months. And of course, in that time, everyone was trying to back into me and just general nonsense. So let's give this a try. Because I didn't check for fuses, I just assumed it was the horn, which I kind of was right. And look at that. Both horns dead. This is a 2023 vehicle that I took delivery of on April 1st of 2023. And this is probably the 6th time I've had some issue with the horns. Like, we gotta do better, guys. I don't know if it's a quality control issue. I don't know. Oh, look at that. There's an H for the high and an L for the low. But I don't understand it. It's kind of a safety device. Like, it's something Hyundai needs to get correct. All right, let's work on getting this other aftermarket horn in, and we'll go from there. All right, got the other horn installed. Sitting right there, nice and pretty, facing down like we want it. I'm going to give you guys a kind of what it looks like in here. There you go. I think. I can't see anything, but that's how it's mounted. So hopefully it gives you a good idea. But pretty simple. This side was a little bit more difficult to get the horn out just because of the angles, but definitely easier to put in. There's more room. I think this whole thing took me an hour with recording, so you should be able to get this done in 45 minutes, especially now that you can kind of look ahead. I kind of had to guess. So there it is. I'm going to get this side buttoned up, get the car back on the ground. We'll test it out, see how it sounds. Let's give it a try. Finally works. Do it one more time driving. Just wait for this car to pass. Ah, so nice to have a working horn again.